Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker and its teaser trailer debuted just a couple of days ago, leaving fans very curious about where things are going for the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey in this story by J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 that really is very interesting indeed from looking at the teaser trailer is not just the laughter of Palpatine at the very end of the footage, and of course Kylo Ren slaughtering somebody in the woods of an unknown planet, but also I want to focus in on the character of Rey and her new lightsaber reforged that once belonged to both Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker. Now, what's really intriguing about all of this is that you may notice that there is a housing in the middle of the actual hilt that is holding the two halves of the lightsaber together. Now, these past couple of days we've been learning a whole lot more about this movie thanks to all the different interviews and all the different statements by J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy and all the new details about this movie coming in, as well as things that have all to do with Kylo Ren and Rey. And what's really intriguing about the lightsaber hilt itself and the housing in the very middle part of the hilt itself, what's really intriguing is that it's described that the connection on Rey's lightsaber hilt in the teaser trailer is described as a piece of reinforced material that was salvaged from an old lightsaber hilt from a fallen Jedi after Order 66. It's described that upcoming canon material in the form of comics and books are set to explain the origins of Rey's modification to the Skywalker lightsaber. It said that this piece of reinforced material stabilizes the kyber crystal that was modified by Rey and keeps the hilt in place. However, it said that this piece is only a supplement to stabilizing the kyber crystal and not the full reason as to why her saber blade is not unstable like Kylo Ren's. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this. And what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that we do know that they are tapping into a lot of Jedi and Sith lore, as well as, of course, into the EU and Legends material. Now, we do know that the Lost City is going to play a big role in this movie. It's a location in the film underneath the surface of a world that has both a snowy and rocky side, as well as a regular sandy and desert-like side. And underneath the surface lies the Lost City, a location full of Jedi and Sith relics. Now, since this piece is actually said to once belong to an ancient, or not an ancient, but an actual Jedi after the events of Order 66, and is actually described to be reinforced material that is able to stabilize, or at least act as a supplement to stabilizing the kyber crystal for Rey's lightsaber, it really does make one wonder. It seems like that Rey actually got this piece from the Lost City in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and we do know that The Rise of Skywalker will feature the Lost City at some point in time in the second act of the movie, which is really going to tap into a lot of Jedi and Sith lore, pretty much unveiling a lot of new secrets about the Jedi and the Sith and stuff like that, which may very well have something to do with Emperor Palpatine for all we know, and as to why we hear his laughter in the background. So what do I think about Rey's lightsaber design? Moving on to the discussion here about the design difference, of course, before the events of when she repaired it, and of course after. So I actually really like it. I actually love the look of the housing in the very middle of the hilt itself. It kind of gives it a nice new and unique modern look to it. It also is another way for Disney and Lucasfilm to sell a lot of new replicas and toys based on this lightsaber hilt itself. So it only makes sense that Disney and Lucasfilm would want to bring this thing back and would want to put it back into one piece, of course, after Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi, split it into two inside of Snoke's throne room. So the great thing about all of this, though, is that we do know that in Episode 9, we will actually be learning about the origins of the Skywalkers and the actual origin of the Skywalker name and the bloodline, but there's also something more meaningful to the lightsaber in this movie that we are actually going to learn in The Rise of Skywalker, and it really does make one wonder exactly what more to the story is there about Rey's lightsaber in this movie. Now, upcoming canon material like books, novels, and comics are going to further explain exactly how Rey was able to modify the actual lightsaber itself in Star Wars Episode 9, hinting that it may not be fully revealed in the actual movie of how she actually modifies it into one piece. So with that being said, what I love about the Skywalker lightsaber is it's so iconic. We've seen it since the prequel trilogy era, leading all the way into the originals and even into the sequel trilogy. This lightsaber really is flowing through time. And as it goes through time, you know, it's going to be handed down to the next generation most likely. At the very end of this movie, as we have been going over some of the leaks before, about the young boy that was cast as a character that actually acted with Daisy Ridley. And it's pretty, you know, apparent at this point that that is most likely going to be Rey's student and or Padawan at the very end of the movie, most likely. So this teaser trailer, I gotta say, guys, I'm very excited to see exactly what they're going to do with the film and what they're going to do with the iconic, you know, Skywalker lightsaber. We see her igniting it, going up against the TIE Interceptor before it fades to black. This movie really is full of action-packed sequences, which J.J. Abrams, in my opinion, is really good at doing in a Star Wars movie so far. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to moon.